Good morning, guys. I'm just going to take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart from the weekly down. Let me just remove this indicator. We'll look at that again in a second. Ignore my many indicators. So looking at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, I personally think it's a little bit bearish. I think this trend line is sort of governing us at the moment to a degree. There is a larger scale bearish scenario which most people won't want to hear, but I'm going to post it anyway because I'm a nasty man, and that's something similar to this or roughly here. Maybe we could even fill out this triangle. Now there are some people that call these lows. I'm not calling it out. I'm just saying it's a possibility. If we reject here and we break down past this point, which I think is the most likely thing to happen, I think we're likely to test this area of sort of the mid 6Ks to sort of mid 7Ks. I think one of those areas will get tested. I think probably most likely this 7K because it's on top of the consolidation area that we had in this little range. I think likely macro scale, I think we're going to break down to the mid 7Ks and then likely bounce and hopefully break out of this triangle. But if this triangle is confirmed and we break down, below this 6.5 area, then yeah, it's looking pretty bad. But anyway, regardless of that, we'll go down to the daily chart, and I want to look at a couple of triangles. So if we go back to the 20k top, obviously we had the descending triangle here. Oh, I got magnet mode on. Fuck's sake, hold on. So we had this descending triangle which broke down roughly there, and we had another descending triangle top at 14k which broke down there. And this is roughly, I'm not throwing these on exact, as you can tell. So we had another descending triangle, so we can establish that Bitcoin quite likes a descending triangle top. So where are we at the moment? So we've broken above and we're retesting that descending triangle breakdown point from above. So it's it's technically confirmed as support, but it's starting to look weaker. We've started to consolidate along it, and I do think that we're going to break down and retest it. I think we're going to see something like this over the next few days. Break down, retest, come down, and probably level off a little bit here, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, in the meantime, if we drop down to the 4 hour, because obviously this little run up that we've just had here, I don't think that's not a macro bull market starting like a lot of people say. I think it's just a small sort of relief run, and I think we're gonna get lower. I don't think new lows necessarily, but I do think we're going to break down from here. So anyway, looking at this, we've got another descending triangle. At least I think so. I haven't heard anyone else talking about it yet, but this is what I think. I think we've got a descending triangle forming a base, there. And basically the scenario I see happening is either we break down, retest and break, or we break up, break down, and then we sort of fill out the rest of this triangle and maybe break down. However, there is obviously the bullish scenario that we break out. I'd imagine a retest and break up, but really I'm leaning downwards. I do think this is going to break down this triangle, and obviously if that is the case, then the measured move would be 9.5% from the breakdown. So we're looking at somewhere around the sort of middle 8Ks, which coincides nicely there with this area here. I'm looking at that box, so anywhere from sort of middle to late 8Ks, I think we're gonna see. Let me just double check that. Oh, yeah, it's about 9.5%. So I think we're going to break down. And another thing to quickly note, I'm going to throw this indicator on so that I have to draw the trend lines, is we've obviously broke down out of this sort of wedge, triangle, whatever thing, trend. Broken down, we've got this other wedge filling out, and we broke down from it, and we've retested it in this current 4 hour candle. Now obviously if we can break up inside the wedge, then I'd imagine we might actually fill it out a little bit further, and we'd probably get that descending trend line retest somewhere around here. sort of mid to late nines. But realistically speaking, I think we're gonna break down probably from here. Bulls really need to get back inside that wedge. I had a sell signal the other day. I took this sell. I'm still in the trade. I've taken profit there, and I'll be taking more profit lower down around, I think around 9.4, somewhere like that. And I'll be holding that trade as long as this this bearish cross, the 50 MA, the red line here, that's probably going to provide dynamic resistance now. So we may come up and retest that line again at some point, but everything for me is leaning bearish.